Hi there guys, and welcome to tutorial number 3 of our tutorial on how to make a ball valve here in Fusion 360. So we've already modeled our ball and our stem in tutorial parts 1 and 2, and now we're into part 3 where we're going to be modeling the handle. So the handle comes in two parts. We have the handle lever and we have the sleeve. The sleeve made of like a plastic cover. So we'll model those as two different things. We'll start with the lever. So the first thing we're going to need to do is create our sketch profile of the shape. Okay, so we're going to go to sketch, and we're going to sketch on this plane here. So we'll go to a sideways view. And we're going to start a little bit over there. And we'll come back. Let's say that's going to be 30. No, we'll make it 35. Okay. And then our next line here, make it 20 and 45 degrees. And the next line here will be 40. So that's our profile shape here. Now we're going to do an offset. We'll go minus 2 millimeters. And then we just need to close over the ends here and here. And there we have our profile. Now we will extrude in two sides 10 millimeters on each side as a new component. And just to make sure it's centered, because it looks a little off to me, I'm going to measure from this face to this face. That's 4.287. And on the other side here, we are 5.713. So it's actually slightly off. So what I'm going to do is move the lever so that it's centered. So this is our new component. We'll rename it to the lever, and we'll go to modify move, and we'll move point to point. And if we move this center point here to that center point there, that should center everything up. And then we'll match up the faces. So we go to modify and align, and we select this face and this face, capture position, and there we go. Now that is properly lined up. Now we're going to add a fillet to here of 5 millimeters. And on the bottom also. And now we can hide our stem so that we can select all of these edges here. Now make sure that you've got under selection field to select through. That means it will also select everything that's behind that we can't see. Okay, if you don't have that selected, then it won't select the backside edges. And now we'll go to fillet, and we just want to make this 1 millimeter. and that gives us a rounded edge to it. Hold on, we'll just delete that. I should have radiused these ends first. Here and here. Actually, I'm not going to radius all those edges, as this is a metal piece. We'll put the cover on there later, the handle cover, which will have a curved edge to it, so we don't have a sharp edge to hold on to. So radius both of those by 8. There. Now, we may decide that we want to make our lever a little bit longer. Actually, that looks a little short. So what we'll do is we'll go to Modify and Push Pull. And if we can select this face and pull it out. See? So we'll pull that out by another 10 millimeters. Gives us a little bit longer lever there, a little bit longer handle. Now the final thing we need to do is make the hole for this to fit in. So at the moment you'll see there's no hole there for this, and that's going to be a combine. This is our target body, this is our tool body, cut and keep tools. Make sure that you keep the tool, and we've got cut and okay, and now we have a hole for this to fit through, which is pretty nice. Yeah, so next thing we're going to make then is the sleeve cover that will go over this. So the way that I'm going to create this, as you have the shape here, then I have to make a new sketch. We're going to extrude this. Now the thickness of our handle was 2 millimeters, so we will extrude this by 4, so we can have a 1 millimeter thick plastic wall. Okay, and instead of drawing, we'll go to New Component, and this will be our sleeve. Okay, so we name this component sleeve. Now we need to modify this with the push-pull command. We're going to pull that side out by 1 millimeter. Okay, and we'll pull this side out by 1 millimeter, and we pull this end out by 1 millimeter. So now we have a 1 millimeter gap all the way around. Next thing, we'll move this down by 3. Finally, we'll retract that by 5. Okay, so this is going to be our sleeve. We will now subtract the handle from here to make the inside of this hollow. Okay, so we go to Combine. This is our target body. This is our tool body. Cut, keep tools. Okay, and now we have our sleeve that will fit perfectly over the lever. Final thing we want to do is fillet these edges. So about 1 millimeter each. Do not want to fillet that edge though. Show our lever again. And there we go. Now we just assign the materials to this. So our lever appearance will be brass. And our handle, a sleeve, will do out of a plastic. Oops. An opaque plastic, and we'll make it glossy red. Oops, signed to the wrong piece there. Appearance of that will be matte, and the appearance of our sleeve will be glossy red. Okay. So there we have the lever on top of our handle now. It still looks a little short to me. Unfortunately, I'm not working from a drawing that actually has dimensions, so this still looks a little short. So we're going to go in and modify this again. If we roll back, to here, so that's where we offset that face. So if we edit this, and we'll change that to be 20, and then we roll forward, you'll see that everything else after got adjusted. Yeah, because we formed this part from the lever. So this is a really powerful feature. If we go back, it has knock-on effects along the timeline, you see. So that's really quite a useful, powerful feature. And Fusion has crashed. Great, but we should have an autosave of this. So we'll send a report, and we'll open up Fusion again. Sometimes happens, and so luckily it has an autosave feature, so we should not have lost too much of our work. We should get a pop-up after Fusion opens up saying that there's an autosaved file that we can choose to recover. Not quite sure what happened there. There, so there's our recovery file. We'll open this. Okay, so it had last autosave, we lost a little bit of work there, so not too much. We change the appearance of the sleeve again. Change the appearance of that, and then we scroll back in our timeline to here, and we edit this feature. We'll make that 25, and then we can scroll forward, and everything else has been adjusted along with it, which is really useful. It saves us a lot of time, as I say. So now we have the lever, and we have the sleeve. All that remains now is the nut that's going to hold this into place. If we look here, there is a lever nut. Now I'm going to make an additional piece, which is going to be a washer that goes on here. So what we'll do, we'll go to the top and we create a sketch off of this plane here, and we need to center there. You see our object is not quite centered anymore. I'm going to fix that in a moment. So we align with here and with there. What's going on? Something strange. We hide the stem. Create a sketch on this surface. draw a straight construction line across. Change this to construction line. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna make this 19 in size. Finish sketch. Put our stem back. Now we're going to extrude this up. And it should come up. Selection filters, select all, okay, it's good. It's going to come up to there. Okay, and this is going to be a new component. And we'll call this the lever washer. And again, we'll set an appearance to this. It can be brass as well. Okay, so this washer is just going to sit on top of the lever and help to hold it into place when we put our nut on. So now the final part we need to make is our nut. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and reuse the sketch that we did earlier for this circle. So if we hide our lever washer and we hide the stem, we'll actually roll back our timeline back to this sketch here. We edit the sketch and we're going to create a polygon. It will be an inscribed polygon. We start in that center point there. There we go. Now bring that out to the edge here, 19. Okay. And we finish that sketch. We'll fast forward again. Now a timeline. Make our stem and the lever washer visible. We'll leave the lever washer hidden for a moment. Now we're going to extrude this. But we need to offset from the plane. By 2-3 millimeters. There we go, and this will be a new component. Now it's going to be our nut that will hold this in place. So we'll call this the lever nut. Another thing I should do is save this because this is still our recovered file. Save this. Yeah. Okay, so we'll make our lever washer visible again. We hide that sketch and we change the appearance of this to be brass. Now what we are missing is obviously the hole with the thread on it from our nut. So to create that, really quite straightforward, we are going to go to Combine, Target Body, Tool Body, Keep Tools and Cut, and that will cut a thread into our nut. There we go, perfect. now. We're going to add some fillet to the edges of this nut. Not that much. Yeah, make it 1 millimeter here, and then all of these edges we'll make those 0.5. So there's our lever nut, lever, sleeve, and lever washer. So this is starting to come along now. I hope that you found this tutorial useful. Don't forget that in the description below you can download the Autodesk Fusion 360 file. And if you liked the video, found it useful, hit like. Don't forget to comment, and also hit that subscribe button. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next time.